Hey, my Aries babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota. I know y'all like, what the hell? We ain't heard from her forever. True. I'm sorry, I'm drinking tea and fixing. Aries, October 2020. So yeah, I'm trying to get on task and on target and start doing shit when I'm supposed to be doing shit. I know I have been busy with my real job. But trying to make this the primary and that the secondary. So we're going to step things up on this side. At any rate, Aries, this is your monthly for October 2020. Doing an enhanced reading with 2 decks of cards. So we pulled 3, 2 for overall energy, front and back. Put that upside down. Oh yeah, I got the 2 of Swords too. We just did a bonus reading for Taurus. They got the 2 of Swords. You have it. Whereas it was about decisions to be made for Taurus and not wasting time. For you, it's really on the other side. It's about calm action. And so before I started doing this reading, I was just kind of getting a feel for where you guys are. Y'all are tired. Many of you, my little rams, y'all are just done. I'm good. Let me take a nap. So with Mercury getting ready to turn retrograde here in a few days, it might be a good time to just slow down and take some calm action, some reflective action, and see how you go. So we're going to do 4 weeks. I can only do 2 at a time on the board. The cards are too big, so it is what it is. The 8 of Cups in the overall is pulling the 9 of Cups. 7 of Pentacles is pulling the Ace of Cups. And that 2 of Swords for your challenge, the 2 of Swords, pulls the Hierophant. Commitment and whatnot. We'll come back to that. So the first week of October, this week that we are in, 9 of Swords, is pulling the 8 of Wands. A reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. The 6 of Wands is pulling the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, shit. Page of Wands pulls the 5 of Coin. 6 of Pentacles pulls the 8 of Swords. Page of Cups pulls the 10 of Coin. Knight of Cups pulls the Queen of Swords. So let's just take a little look-see here. You see what we got going on with my Aries. So your overall, 9 of Cups, sitting on top of the 8 of Cups. Really about leaving the past behind. Many of you, I want to say emotionally, are at a point of completion. So maybe you've done some healing or have been trying to heal emotionally from past situations, and it certainly is looking like that with the 8 of Cups on the bottom. Leaving the past behind. Hoo-ha. That 9 of Cups, that's exactly what you're trying to do emotionally. And it feels like you're at a point, you may feel like you're at a point where you've kind of healed from whatever traumatic experiences you've had in relationships in particular, and now you're ready to move forward, which then takes us to the back end of your overall energy, the Ace of Cups, that new beginning, looking for that fresh start, sitting on top of the 7 of Pentacles. So you're trying to create something, you're trying to have something, particularly, this is going to be a love reading, Aries, so just get over that part. It's going to definitely be a love reading. But you're trying to create something that's long-term. You see how long that vineyard is? You know, be walking for damn days to get to the other end. And that's the kind of relationship you're trying to manifest, or you're trying to get to. You may be frustrated. You may be fearful. Once again, ending this cycle and trying to leave the past behind you, but still have that sense of, I want to say, almost renewal. Like, okay, I'm ready to dip my heart back in my little emotional cup. So some of you may be thinking about starting a new relationship. Others of you may be thinking about giving your current relationship a swift kick in the ass for reboot purposes. Some of you may just be in a lull in your relationship. Your challenge, though, is for that calm action. Thinking about your options, not necessarily weighing your options, but thinking about them. And then taking some type of calm action, which then brings us here to commitment. And while I say this is a love reading, this particular Hierophant is talking about commitment across the board. So how you commit to your job affects how you commit to your relationship. Come on. How you commit to your relationship, really how you commit to your family dictates how you commit to your relationship. All of that. So the Hierophant is not just here for the love. The Hierophant is here. The monk, the priest, the warlock, whatever you want to call him. He's here for everything and everybody. But once the energy and the messages here are looking how all of that kind of intertwines together. How your commitments on one front affect your commitments on another front. So your love life may take a hit if you decide, because you want to move ahead, you're going to pick up a whole month worth of overtime. I'm just saying. That's going to have a definite impact on everybody around you, for the good and for the bad. Most of you would say, well, I'm not there. Yeah, you're not being there. That's probably not a good thing. But then if it's helping you financially, it is a good thing. So again, looking at commitment, how all of that intertwines, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's your challenge for October. Taking calm action and looking at how each of your commitments, each of your responsibilities, how all of that intertwines. The overall on the front end of leaving the past behind, closing a chapter emotionally, but on the back end, that Ace of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, wanting to get back in it because you want to create something, but you may be feeling frustrated, particularly with all the retrograde motion going on, and you may be fearful. You don't want to get back into a love situation or any kind of romantic situation at this point because you're not 100% sure you're at 9. Just saying. First week, this week, 8 of Wands, 9 of Swords. It's that up all night card. But there's good news on the way. Let me see that. You got good news on the way. It's gonna, and this is gonna tie into Mercury retrograde. So there may be those of you that are still singletons or just kind of hitting and missing here and there. This is about fast communication. You may get messages, and this is definitely Aries energy, and you may be firing them back. Hey, I haven't heard from you. How are you? Fast communication, a lot of communication coming very quickly. There's good. You're going to have to use your intuition, Aries. Whoever's reaching back out to you, there's good and bad in it. You're going to have to discern which is good and which is bad. For some of you, getting back into an old situation, not necessarily a relationship, but maybe an incomplete relationship where you were kicking it at one point, but then for whatever reason it broke up. Those types of situations coming back, some good again, some not so good. Next to that, the Six of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune sitting on top. You're going to be successful. The Wheel of Fortune is going to see to that. But you're going to have an open mind about whatever it is you're trying to do. So if you're trying to get a new job, if you're trying to get into a new relationship, however that's resonating, you're going to have to be open to all the opportunities there available to you. The wheel is spinning. All you got to do is put your finger right there and it'll stop. But you got to be open to accept what's coming to you. At the end of this first week, the Five of Coins on top of the Page of Wands, Again, talking about messages for lovers. These may be situations that were shorter, like I said, in duration, not the ex that you were with for 6 years, 4 months, 22 days, not that one. But the other one that y'all were kind of hitting and missing for 6 months. That, usually we're talking about walking away with the 5 of coins. In this instance, it's about walking away from emotional, if this were upside down, emotional incompleteness, as it were, and walking to the good that's coming. So some of you may be literally walking away from one bad situation, again, kind of feeling this front end of your overall energy up here, and stepping into a new situation. Long term, don't know about that yet. Don't know. This is one of those things where you'd have to think about any kind of commitment if you are to go further into whatever it is that you're walking towards. Second week, 8 of Swords sitting on top of the 6 of Pentacles. Changing your values enough and your beliefs enough, expanding, not really changing, but expanding your values and your belief systems on top so that you can start helping other people. So some of you may, at work, come into a situation where the boss wants you to do something. You may not be so keen on the idea of committing, to a new project, but the key here is going to understand that what you'll be teaching or training or helping with is going to help other people. That's what you got to remember. So again, you may have to, maybe something initially, I'm not doing that. You may have to change your values or your beliefs about a certain thing or a certain situation or a certain group of things so that you can start helping other people more effectively. And again, there's commitment here. So think about, especially in retrograde energy, think about what you're committing to. Same thing. As long as you feel like it will help you and other people, probably worth a shot. But if it's just somebody got you doing just run around work and blowing smoke up your ass, that's the kind of commitment you don't need, because that's taking away from you and your family and your self-care time. So be mindful of whatever it is anybody is asking you to do. The 10 of Coins sitting on top of the Page of Cups. Trying to get cooperation right now, especially in terms of family. And family security is probably not going to be the easiest thing to go on. So there may be some anxiety going on. There may be some money issues going on with family, especially those that you may be helping, sisters, brothers, cousins, parental units, however that's resonating. There may be some financial difficulties. They're not insurmountable. There may be some accounting or bookkeeping errors you need to check into. It's there. You may have to wait to get the kind of help and cooperation that you want. So this may be a thing, Aries, where you have to just do the first bit of whatever. Once you find an error or know that there is a financial error, especially where family is concerned, you might have to do the first part of the leg work on you and Donkey, on your own. But help will be coming probably towards the end of the month. But this will be coming up soon. So any bills that you get, if you pay bills for someone in your family, or if you do their grocery shopping, or if you do their banking, make sure everything is in order. At the end of this, the Knight of Cups with the Queen of Swords, transitioning romance, but having your boundaries intact. Again, talking about following your intuition, but more importantly, the romantic transition. A lot of you were trying to make emotionally. You make sure your boundaries are intact. You won't have to worry about feeling like, I think I'm done healing. And you got good boundaries, then that allows you to make good commitment. Just saying, it is what it is. Let's get weeks 3 and 4 on the board. See what we got going on. King of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Once again, underneath the 10 of Coin. Yeah, that 10 of Coin and Page of Cups, that's about family. That's definitely about family. 10 of Wands. And then we move over to the Chariot. 5 of Cups. And the Queen of Swords, once again. All in the same row. Woo! So the King of Pentacles in week 3 is pulling the 5 of Wands. The 10 of Cups is pulling the King of Coin. The 10 of Wands pulls the 7 of Wands. The Chariot pulls the 9 of Wands. 5 of Cups pulls the 3 of Coin. And the Queen of Swords pulls the 2 of Cups. Boop. So looking at the third week with the 5 of Wands on top of the King of Pentacles, there may be somebody trying to lie to you, Aries. This is your energy up on top. And that is this. It's your brain. But it's the concentration, the lack of concentration, a lot of confusing messages. Somebody's lying to you. Let me just put that there. The King of Pentacles. And they're not telling no little bitty fib. They're telling a great big fat one. Because that's the king. And with this deck, it's about treachery. Somebody may be trying to upset your apple cart. And this could be work or romantic, because the notes are on both ends. At work, up here, once again, about opening your values and beliefs. When you do this, when you start changing up, or when you start going through emotional and I actually want to say psychological changes, for whatever that's worth, you're open. So just like the grocery store is open to people that want to shop, the grocery store is also open to people that want to steal. It's two things going on, the back and the front. Once again, you know there's two things there. Be mindful at work. Watch what you say at work. This might be some long, ongoing situations for some of you. It's just been one or two people at work that have just been nasty and picking and talking behind your back, and don't want to talk to you, don't want to say good morning, don't want to say goodbye, don't want to say shit. That kind of activity, be mindful of that. Where love is concerned, be mindful of anybody trying to come back with a big wallet. And now all of a sudden they want to pay all your bills. 2 months ago, you couldn't even get bus fare from them. Now all of a sudden they want to pay all your bills. Be mindful of that energy. Anybody coming to you with that, once again, think about what you're committing to. Because there are notes of deceit on many levels there. Now, if you can avoid it, if this is an ex coming back and you already know they full of the bullshit, bypass them. Hey, how you doing? And then block them, whatever. But if it's someone you're not as familiar with, we're talking about romance now, go slow with any decisions that you make, because they may be telling you a lie big enough to fit into 15 football stadiums. I'm just saying. be mindful. Just go slow with any decisions you're making, especially with newer people in your experience. The King of Coins sitting on top of the Ten of Cups. Don't worry about your stability because of the changes. You're going to be stable. And again, this is more Pentacle energy, and you got the King up here twice. King of Pentacles and King of Coins, same thing. This really feels like the other side of this. Make the changes that you need to make, but go slow. Pentacle energy tells me to tell you to go slow. Whatever realm we're talking about, love or work, just go slow with the decisions. Again, with the family, being content. Whatever changes, financial or otherwise, that you're making, just go slow. There's not, I don't get the deceit or the treachery here, but you don't want to miss anything. So if you're buying something, if you're planning a get-together with your family, just make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Again, because you are making changes, that doesn't mean that you have to give up your stability. At the end of the third week, with the Seven of Wands on top of the Ten of Wands, you may be feeling overwhelmed. You may be feeling defensive. That's your energy. You may feel like getting up and ram slapping somebody, however that might go. Try to work through the energy. Many of us, just know many of us are feeling overwhelmed. And again, it's got that people conspiring against you, that treachery. Think before you act. And don't be so quick to be defensive, even though you know shit is going on. Sometimes letting the shit go on and ignoring folks without being defensive, not saying shit really, just not doing anything, goes a long way. And sometimes a lot further than you trying to defend your opinion or your situation. Sometimes just let people go off on whatever tangent they want to. That will take the wind out of some of these folks that's trying to act devious. That'll take the wind out of their sails. In the fourth week, the Nine of Wands sitting on top of the Chariot. Manifesting what you're trying to manifest without blowing it out of proportion. If that's making any kind of sense. Just throw whatever intentions you have out to the universe. You don't have to dwell on it. You don't have to bellyache on it. You don't have to exaggerate. You don't have to draw things out. That part. And go ahead and start trying to create whatever it is that you want to create. It feels like by the end of the month, you will have some definitive things. Some things will have been clarified for you both at work and on the love front. Particularly in love, and that is sitting underneath this King and this Five of Wands is probably not a mistake, but you'll have the information that you need, I'll put it that way, to make some kind of decision in determining which way you want to go with any of it, as long as you aren't over-exaggerating any of it, that part. With the Three of Coins and the Five of Cups, talking about change. And there may be some loss and some disappointment. When you start laying boundaries out for yourself, not just for other people, but for yourself, that is, for some people, let me just pick up the cards on the damn board. That means they're going to walk out. That means they're going to walk the fuck away, because now it's no longer ollie in free with the Aries. We ain't just doing whatever the fuck we want to do. We're not just saying whatever the fuck we want to say. The Ram has put out some boundaries, and now we got to color within the lines. People are going to, they're going to leave. because they prefer operating without the boundaries. Because then that way they can do, say, whatever they want. Doesn't matter. So be ready for this. It may not be the people you're expecting. If you're sitting there going, I know he's not going to leave me, he probably isn't. We might be talking about somebody else. This applies across the board. For some of you, it is love. This is not something that's been going on long, so however that's resonating, this would be shorter term things. They just decide to say, fuck it. But make whatever plans you need to make, Aries. If they leave, don't stop doing what you're doing. Don't stop dreaming and working hard towards your dreams. Don't stop. Just because they want to walk away because they can't deal with law and order, as it were. Don't stop what you're doing. At the end, the Queen, the Two of Cups. Some of you may decide that you don't want the Two of Cups. Some of you may decide that you're not through healing. You may decide that you don't want to dip your heart back into no more emotional shit for the time being. This is not going to be forever. And you're just going to chill. And you're going to pass on this. And again, that's the Queen. So we're talking about two queens here. This one's throwing out the order, what the parameters are for dealing with you, Aries. And this one is accepting the order. Okay, this is what we're doing, and so people don't like this. So it may be a thing where you are going to be independent. That may kick in some depression. Money issues come when you start spending money. Oh, shit. You don't need with money you don't have. Do your best, Aries, to just get to the end of the month. Set up your boundaries where you need to. Remember, those of you that are in situations and relationships, working and kids and all of that, it is about the commitment and how all of that intertwines. Take the calm action that you need to take wherever that resonates here. Some of you will step back in for love. Some of you won't. It's just going to depend on your own situation, your own personal circumstances. I'm sorry. Let us see what we have with the Oracle cards for Aries for October 2020. Tricky energy. It's tricky energy. You got a lot of little things going on. Just be mindful of family security as it relates to you as far as money. Know that whatever changes you're trying to make, it's not going to affect your ability to take care of your family. You just need to make some changes as you continue healing. You don't have to get back into a relationship. Those of you that are not in one, if you don't want to, it's not necessary. Some of you may feel like you just need to do some more inside work, and that's not a bad thing. And again, looking at the Hierophant over there, that calm action and making a calm decision to say, you know what, I really do like you, but I'm not now. And some of you can have the conversation. Can we table this? Can we revisit this at the beginning of the year? Whatever time frame is working for you. It just feels like a lot of you are feeling overwhelmed, and to get into something new right at this moment might not be it. Others of you, like I said, you might jump in head first. And if that's working for you, you don't feel like there's any deceitfulness going on. Sad embrace, yeah. Some of y'all are going to say goodbye. You're not going to want to deal with anything romantically at this point. Change, metamorphosis. That's what we're talking about, change. And accepting it. Accepting whatever changes you have coming your way. Accepting those changes in their totality. Magic Stream. Once again, I think I just did this with the Taurus bonus. They got a card similar to this. This is where all your hopes, wishes, and dreams are. Magic stream. And sometimes you need to go back and visit or revisit this place because you get off track and you forget where the real commitment lies. The real commitment is to yourself. And sometimes you just need to go back to the happy place and see and feel all the things that you want to have in your life. And sometimes you just lose sight of them. Just live it. It just is what it is. Aries, I love you. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week, a wonderful October and Halloween. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.